Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Astral Tourist. I finally made it back out into space. Yay! I seem to have recovered from the travel exhaustion and everything as well. So that's always really good news for astral projection for me. So I was astral projecting out in space, and I had like the blackout phase, and my memory was in and out. I know I was just in space for a long time. And I remember going through the Big Dipper. Now remember, that's not two-dimensional. The stars are really far apart, light years away from each other. But I could see like a panoramic with that map that I get sometimes that overlays. And I could see like them all around me in different places and stuff. It was pretty cool. And anyway, I went through that area and kept going like super fast, super speed. And I don't even know how far I flew. I didn't recognize any of the other markers. And again, like my lucidity was in and out all this time I was in space. And when I had my lucidity back and was becoming more stable, I was in a non-physical consensus realm on a whole other planet that was semi-tropical, coastal, and it seemed to be a social hub. It was a busy place, but not a lot of technology. I did not see like super futuristic stuff in this place. The atmosphere itself was incredible. The sky was completely clear, no clouds, lit by a sun that shone with brilliant white light, a little stark and a little soft at the same time, rather than the warm yellow that we get. The air felt warm and a little bit humid, so semi-tropical. The gravity was significantly reduced, which allowed me to move with effortless ease. And I had to keep telling myself to glide instead of float, because anytime I would give myself the command to float, I would be going too fast already. So I tried a different one. I tried glide, and that kind of slowed me down. It doesn't always, but it did in this place. Now, most of this planet, from what I could see as I was, people were like sending me mental images. These were really social beings. And I think I had a glimpse as I actually came into the planet, but again, that's not super clear. And it seems to be dominated by a massive body of luminous, shimmering green-blue water with a sparkling, reflective quality. I don't think there are sparkles in there or anything. I think that's just the way that it reflects. So I materialized, like I was saying, in this social area, and there seemed to be a kind of a street fair going on. All of this seemed quite surreal to me, because the inhabitants also had semi-anthropomorphic features. So I don't know if that was my mind not being able to translate how they look, or if they really had these features. Some had a lot of hair, like thick brownish, reddish hair, particularly facial, and others had long noses and snouts. Also, their faces seemed more elongated than ours. So, again, I don't know if that was something lost in translation, in my own perception, or if that's how these beings really look. During the fair, I was invited to this resting area place. It was a large building, but it was all open air, kind of like a big tent, I guess, rather than a building, although the walls seemed solid but clear. So anyway, I had pulled out a glass of water, just clear water, that I was drinking. And I had put some out for them on there was this table where you could put stuff to share. I had put some out over there already. And then I was like in my corner, just kind of in and out of lucidity, I think a little bit, and sipping on my water. And somebody got really excited about the water I was holding. and almost seemed upset, like, where did you get that? And like they had missed out or something, you know. So I told them, oh, I brought more and I put it on the table over there. And so then everybody got really excited about this. And I don't know why, because their planet has all of this beautiful greenish blue water, you know, and it looks really good and it was so beautiful. And yet they're excited about the clear water. So, you know, your guess is as good as mine about that. And it was a total hit. A bunch of them were going over there to try it, and they were sharing it with each other. I don't know. But it made me very popular in a short amount of time. So maybe it's just that it was something different than what they have. I don't know. And so then one of them brought me over to a large container, a large rectangular container of what looked like a layered dip at first to me. You know, like you dip chips in a layered dip. Here, only it was a dessert, she explained, and it was a layered dessert. So then I started thinking maybe it's like Jell-O. And she's like, no, it's more like a mid-texture. And it's like, oh, like ice cream or gelato. And she seemed to get that idea. But she also pointed out that it had dessert things in it, chunks of candies and things that she described as like a firmer type of creamy treat. So, like, I guess melt in your mouth creams of some kind. And they wanted me to try that. So I did. And I could mostly just get the texture. Unfortunately, remember, I don't really taste that well in the Astral. But she took out a particular chunk for me and wanted me to try it. And, you know, it's kind of like a melt in your mouth chocolate, I guess. Only it was ivory. And again, I couldn't taste the sweetness or anything. But I could taste like or feel like a faint coolness and the melting quality of it. So that was nice. And the rest seemed a little bit more liquid in places, like yogurt maybe. So anyway, as I explored further, several beings kept telling me telepathically, sending me mental images to go see the fireworks up the road. And so I wasn't sure what to expect, but I went in that direction. And when I finally got to that area, there weren't any fireworks in the sky or anything. Instead, the area was lined with vendor stalls displaying brilliant, shining decorative lights and selling things that light up and such. So again, another lost in translation word perhaps there. It was all brilliant and colorful and pretty cool to look at, but there were no actual fireworks. I don't know, maybe they were selling some and nobody was setting any off, or, you know, again, just lost in translation again. But, you know, it was pretty cool to see anyway. Later on, one of the females wanted to show me something. So she guided me. She like took my astral arm at the elbow kind of and was guiding me. And she was dressed in a heavy brown coat, even though it was warm. So I don't understand that. But anyway, we were gliding smoothly across the surface pretty soon after we got out of the fair area. And there was this large local pond or lake, and we were gliding along it. And it was so beautiful the way the reflections were. And I spotted some of the fascinating local wildlife, and they looked like small penguin-like creatures gathered in organized pods of 6 or 7. They had elongated facial features like the rest of these beings did, but unique brown and white patched coats rather than our classic black and white patterns we're used to seeing on our penguins. Also, they were quite a bit smaller. So looking back on the journey, it's an incredible reminder of how non-physical communication can work. You know, offering the clear water was a big hit. I didn't know that it would be. You know, I got some type of ice cream or gelato layered snack in return. And I can't even explain the looks of these beings, but I know Robert Monroe and others have described anthropomorphism while astral projecting as well, so I'm not the only one to see this type of thing. It was an unforgettable trip past the Big Dipper, and I'm so glad I could share it with you all today.